Hey y'all, I'm Ashley here on Talking Books with Ashley to talk about True Crime Fiction Book of the Month. True Crime Non-Fiction, not fiction. Book of the Month. This is actually more memoir than true crime. It's The Phantom Prince, My Life with Ted Bundy by Elizabeth Kendall. And she's got a note from her daughter, Molly Kendall, who grew up while her mother dated Ted Bundy. I tried to watch the Amazon Prime video, or the Amazon Prime documentary based on this book, because I wanted to, is it focusing? No. There we go. Based on this novel, because I saw it on there, and I've seen all the other Netflix stuff about Ted Bundy, and I'm like, I'm gonna watch it, and then I tried and I didn't like it, so I decided to just go get the book that she had originally written. And it's not very long, super short, and it's got the excerpt from her daughter as a grown adult. It's only 210 pages, so I think you could get through it real fast. Why I say it's more memoir than true crime, because it's not about the Bundy crimes. And if you're gonna read a book about Ted Bundy's crimes, I would recommend the original by The Stranger Beside Me. That's the first true crime book, the one that details all of Ted Bundy's crimes. And that one was really worth the read, whereas this one is more like if you're interested in how she lived with Ted Bundy and her telling on Ted Bundy, her calling the cops, and how the turmoil she felt. And even now there's an updated letter saying how she felt about what she wrote then, because it was written in the 80s after his death, I believe, and published, but then it went out of print, and after the documentary started, they reprinted it and all. Some of her feelings, she was an alcoholic, so her feelings with Ted Bundy is also mixed with her feelings with alcoholism, and her feelings as a mother and dating somebody and having him around her daughter. And it's very detailed, it's detailed about her life, not so much her life with Ted, I guess. And I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed her thoughts and feelings on her struggle. I don't want to say I enjoyed her struggle, but I enjoyed reading the story. Let me put it that way. Her struggle was very real, according to this. She really suffered through, is it Ted? Is it not Ted? Would Ted do this? He wouldn't do this. Back and forth, and the whole time he's seeing other women. And she's blaming all this on the alcohol, like she's willing to suffer for love for him because he's worth it. But then she's constantly drinking and unhappy. And it also really explains the cycle of abuse and how you can feel like you're just not worth anything. You're not worth monogamy. You're not worth the truth, and how he broke her down, and he broke down her daughter, and the gaslighting. And it's a good look at how abusive relationships can be without physical abuse. How somebody can tear somebody else down just with words or with actions without ever actually physically touching someone else. I enjoyed reading and learning how horrible of a person Ted Bundy was from someone else's perspective, when she did, in her case, she didn't realize what was happening. And if you don't care about Ted Bundy, if you don't care about his relationships, if you don't care about, I don't care. I've enjoyed studying but that's just because I enjoy true crime. But he was a horrible person. And I think she was just as much as a victim to his horrible actions as to some of his, you know, murder victims. No, she didn't die, but she had to suffer through living with him, and that was, I felt bad for her. I felt bad for her daughter in the notes that her daughter talks about, trying to look past his own actions, knowing that some of them were just plain wrong. And it was just an interesting tidbit into the history of Ted Bundy. If that interests you, I would say pick it up. If you've read everything else about him, seen all the movies like I have, I would say pick it up. But that's my thoughts for today. If you have any questions, comments, opinions, please leave them down below. I would love to discuss. If you've read it, I would love to discuss. If you haven't and see no point in it, you know, anything, please comment down below, like and subscribe. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.